Good morning, YouTube. JT Serenity Farms prepping here on this Memorial Day. First and foremost, thank you to all who have served, especially those who never came back and gave all. You will all never be able to fully comprehend the amount of respect, admiration, and love that I have for you all. I am allowed to make this video thanks to the sacrifices that you all have made. So, with that being said, I'm sure by now most of you have heard the statements from the Castle Rock actors. Pedo Joe, stay cool. Cama Ho, enjoy the long weekend. Somewhere in there, I missed thanking those great men and women of our military for their sacrifice, dedication. Was it just me? Did I not catch it? Stay cool. No, pretty much there's nothing in there I missed. Enjoy the long weekend. Okay, I am only a high school graduate, but I didn't really hear it in between her words either. That intentional slap in the face, that was directed at the military, the country, and American patriots. Did you see the tweet from Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is quickly becoming one of my heroes in Congress? It went something like, I have only been here 5 months in Congress, and the people of this country don't fully realize how much the DC swamp really hates them. You cannot make a much stronger statement than that. The most saddening part, not that she made it, but that it's true. The DC swamp, majority Democrat, socialist, and some rhinos, hate us. They hate the military. They hate the country. They hate everything our freedoms and rights stand for and allow us to do. Why do we see this frantic rush, this push to implement every single socialist, anti-American, immoral, unethical policy in record time? Thought he had 4 years. So let's go back 2008. Those 8 years, we know everything that happened. That was just the setup for what was supposed to be the next 8 years of Hillary. Okay, White Hats put a little cog in that wheel, didn't we? We screwed up their plan, their scheme. We blew up their timeline. By now, we would all be in re-education camps. The country would be a third world shithole, and there would be the NWO Global Reset, One World Kumbaya shithole. Okay, but it didn't happen. So their plan, it wasn't destroyed. They had a 4-year timeline setback. Obviously, we know they were scheming mightily during that 4-year period, because we also know that 2016 had many shenanigans. They just underestimated the power of we, the American people, and it blew up that algorithm. So they made sure it wasn't going to happen again. And we're not going to rehash 2019 through where we are now because of censorship. We all know what happened. We all know why it happened. And we all know where we're at right now, which is the mad rush to implement the Great Reset. They know what's coming. I am still not 100% on board that there's a plan. Every fiber in me wants to get on board with that 100%. We, the American patriots, need to know that there is a light at the end of this tunnel. Right now, some might not be feeling it. But as I look around, listen, and pay attention, I am seeing, hearing, and mostly feeling a shift. Not a shift from we the patriots. Most of us have remained steadfast in our conviction that in the end, we win. But the sheepletards, a lot of them, they're not falling for the same old ideological liberish that they always did, that many of them actually spewed themselves. One part of this Great Reset plan or another has affected their lives dramatically, painfully. So they're not fully on board, but a certain part of the plan, like the BLM Antifa terrorist, they realized that had nothing to do at all with any black lives. Or maybe another libtard has been affected dramatically by the skyrocketing fuel prices, or a loved member of their family happened to work on the pipeline or in a fossil fuel related industry and lost their job. Now that libtard is feeling some pain from that loss. Or maybe this is affecting a lot of people. Some of who have already succumbed to the shenanigans and now are fearful for their lives, as they should be. But these tards need to feel more pain. They need to be so desperate they're standing at the edge of a cliff, a precipice. They're teetering. Their children or loved ones in one hand, their ideology in the other. It's decision time. Choices have consequences. What are they going to do? They know that everything they've been told and indoctrinated with since their childhood is a lie. But part of them can't let it go. They can't admit that they have been wrong. You see, liberals are dead inside. They have been filled with so much hatred, racism, bigotry, and phobia against their fellow Americans and the country. All they feel is that pent up everything, and they're dead. They experience little to no joy in their lives at any time. I can't imagine going through life like that. We all know someone like that. But liberals are like that as a group, as a whole. They're lifeless. They're joyless. Most of them really don't know what they're living for. Trying to make our lives miserable like theirs seems to be the only goal that they have. What kind of goal is it when your only objective in life, what keeps you going every day, gets you up in the morning to go get a latte after you put your hair in a man bun and crawl out of mommy's basement, put your crayons away? Your only goal is to try and make everyone else as miserable as you are. You project everything you call us because that's what you are. They need to feel so much pain from everything that the people they have worshipped have spewed to them. Sadly, we also have to experience that pain. There's no other way around it. It affects us all in one way or another. Yeah, it's going to affect all of us financially. It's going to affect some of us mentally to the point we snap, we break, we can't take it, and stuff happens. Most of us, based on our belief in the Almighty and the white hats and our fellow American patriots, we know in the end we will win. We are remaining calm so that we do not stoop to the level of the demons on the left. That is what they were hoping for. They need us to act out badly as they spew their racism, hatred, and anger toward us. They need us to react like they do. And then the politicians will bring in the UN. Ultimately, if we lose our shit and go off, that gives them the excuse they need to lock it all down and bring in foreign troops, the UN scumbags. And we already know what happens if they do that. So we have to resist. We have to remain strong. We have to wait a little longer. Believe me, I am not very patient anymore. I am ready to change course if called upon. But I've got to sit back, take some deep breaths, remain calm for at least a little while longer. And eventually, I believe we don't need every single libtard out there to become truly woke. We just need over half of them. Because there isn't nearly as many of them as the fake news and the demon rat politicians want you to believe. They just get all the coverage, all the press. It makes you think that they outnumber us 10-1, and when in reality, it's more likely much closer ratio the opposite way around. But we don't act out the way they do. That's why things have remained calm, despite all their efforts. But I can guarantee you, with 45's upcoming rallies starting in June, the left is going to do something. Some things, likely. They cannot allow Americans to get that fervor, that fever back, that pro-America attitude that was wildly evident all through 2019. They can't have that anymore. And they also know they've lost many of their sheeple that may go attend those rallies. They cannot have that. They are going to try something, and that is why we need to remain calm. Believe me, I get it. I won't go to any of those rallies, even if it was in my hometown. I'm not going to be in a crowd, even if it is fellow patriots. We know there's going to be terrorist BLM, Antifa plants in there to disrupt, cause a false flag incident, so they can try the same crap they did with January 6th. We cannot let it happen. If you are going to attend one of these rallies, use your head. Be smart. It's where we all go. And where we go one, we do go all. That is a catchy tune. Doesn't matter whether you believe the 17th letter or not. That's where we're at. We have to remain calm. All right, that got a little long-winded, but that's what I do. So, everyone have a great weekend. Remember to thank all those for their service that you know. I do that on a regular basis. Remember why you're watching and why I got to make this video. It's because of them. Like, share, subscribe, comment, notification bell. But for now, JT's turning your corner. And now I'm signing off.